Ho, ho, ho! And welcome to another Tinker Tailor Solder Fry. I forgot my costume. I am Ian Horner. I'll be your navigator for tonight's proceedings, and joining me tonight is Graham Stark.
Hello.
Yes, and
what's up?
Yeah, well, what's up? Well, you're on Tinker Tailor Solder Fry, which is the Let's Try program here on the mighty Loading Ready Run Video Entertainment Network. What's a Let's Try? Well, it's a program where we try to do some stuff, either tinkering, tailoring, soldering, which we'll probably get to today, or frying, which we haven't done in a while. But the point is, we're going to try and do it, and whether we succeed or not, we're going to have a good time and maybe learn something along the way.
Yeah.
But before we figure out what we're doing today, we're going to tell you that you'll be learning that you can help us out by going to patreon.com/loadingreadyrun and entering in your details there, like account information, credit cards, etc. And you can help us keep the lights on and do all the other things, because as we've been discussing, the electricity is not really that expensive here.
Yeah, that's not the issue. It's more like rent and food.
And the new lights, too. Those
Yes,
are always
true.
useful. But yeah, thank you so much, everyone, for your contributions there. And of course, you can check out store.loadingreadyrun.com, twitch.tv/loadingreadyrun, and youtube.com/loadingreadyrun. We appreciate all the ways that you find to help us out monetarily. And of course, thank you all just for watching. That's the real reason for the season and the other 3 seasons that we continue to do this. So now we got that out of the way.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of stuff here.
Yeah, apparently this is the 8th stream
Is it?
that has involved the Naomi in some form.
Is it? Well,
According to Rubik, anyway.
I'm going to say this is going to be the last stream featuring Naomi on Tinker Tailor Solder Fry.
Hear that, Naomi? You better shape up.
That has to do with the technical aspects of it.
Okay.
We are just about to the point where this is a plug-and-play machine for playing Naomi games.
Sweet.
And that's what we're going to do tonight, is we're going to get that finished up. We're going to do a little bit of soldering, connecting some new stuff, get the whole system set up. And then in the new year, we'll take some time to actually make a nice case for this that we can display it on, that's still usable for gaming, but...
I hope I'm not ruining a surprise, but I think before we went live, I heard you utter the phrase, disassemble a Dreamcast.
Yes, that's going to be part of it. And you know what? Let's get that right out of the way.
Wait, assembling a Dreamcast was like a good chunk of Tinker Tailor Solder Fry a few years ago.
It was. And in fact, I have with me here one of the pieces of the spare Dreamcast that I picked up during that whole process. This is the Katana board
Here, I
from
think I can hold it
Sega.
on I got camera 5 here.
Yeah, it actually says Katana on it, which is,
Ooh.
Where?
I think, the other side. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, wait,
Wait.
hold up. Sega, made in Japan. Is it under the...
Yeah, it was just under your thumb there.
Yeah,
right
up in the
there.
top right left-hand corner.
What? Oh,
Katana.
yes, here. Katana.
Yeah, that's the input board for a Sega Dreamcast.
Are all the parts of the Dreamcast named after, like...
Cool swords.
Pretty much, yeah.
Nice.
They like their they like being a cool company. Point is, this has 4 port connectors on it, and if you're a fan of the Naomi or the Dreamcast, you'll know that they share a lot of technology and can often play the same game with minimal porting.
Draconite says the Katana was the code name of the Dreamcast,
the Dreamcast,
or at least the
SDK.
SDK.
That sounds more correct.
The K stands for Katana. So yeah, Naomi is an arcade. This is the thing that would go inside an arcade stand.
Correct. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This
But
is.
it's been removed. By Ben, I assume.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Yeah.
He purchased it, and this is where you would plug in your game cartridge. You know, like an original Nintendo. And the game cartridges came in these big old packs that look like this. This is not a game cartridge, though. This is a NetDim. And what it does is it allows you to load games via Ethernet from a server that's either local or remote, and then load them into RAM on this thing. And so as long as it's got battery power and as long as it's got a game in it, it'll boot up whatever game's been translated to it. Or if the machine is saying, hey, I got a new game for you, it'll load the new game into the system and boot it up.
Sweet.
So this is similar to a Dreamcast, but it's not like you can't just take a Dreamcast game and stick it in this.
Not just that.
Well,
that
there's no
simple.
optical drive for
No.
a start.
Well, they did have an optical drive as an option. And in fact, we do have that optical drive, but we don't use it because we have this NetDim. It's a lot easier and a lot more makes a lot more sense.
Cool.
So what I want to do is I want to use something like this. I want to hook up a Dreamcast keyboard because one of my favorite games for the Dreamcast was The Typing of the Dead.
Typing of the Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love doing that. Did you know that in Japan, for the arcade only, they made a reskin of Typing of the Dead? Typing of the Dead, Lupin the Third.
What?
That's the game that I want to be playing the most. And in order to get this working so that Beej and I sometime in the next year can sit down and have an emergency at Matters of Import to play Lupin the Third
gotta
Typing.
dig up the old Matters of Import intro.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
There's another secret game that I'm not talking about on air because it involves other people in the room that was made for the Naomi that I absolutely want to be doing with Heather in the...
Oh, very fun.
But yeah, they don't even know that this game exists because I didn't even know that that game existed until just very recently.
Sweet.
Yeah. So there are ways to get that in there. You can take a Dreamcast extension cord, which are now very rare and very valuable, and cut the end off of it, like I've done, and connect it to the Maple bus on the Naomi.
The Maple bus.
Yes, Maple is the name of the input bus that they've used, including both the controllers and input-output for the VMU systems. There were games that you could bring your Naomi in, or not your Naomi, your VMU, this little Game Boy memory card into the arcades and plug it into your arcade console and save your game and pick it up later. But I recently found out that there's a guy in Japan who had 2 of these left.
What are these?
These are homemade PCBs that will attach these connectors. One desoldered from the bottom. You can see that pad of 5 little pads there. That's the same shape as this little set of things there.
Too.
And that will allow you to plug this directly into the row of pins on the front of the Naomi here.
So you can
Right in
use
there.
a Dreamcast controller on the Naomi?
Directly into the Naomi.
So
Very
again,
cool.
So is this just like a pin? So the port of a Dreamcast port and this port on the Naomi is actually the same port, just the pins are in different spots?
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow.
Cool.
And so that's going to be my project, getting that all up and running. And then, of course, if we have extra time, there's another feature of the Raspberry Pi that I'm using to control the Naomi, which allows me to use this serial adapter to emulate the RFID card systems that the Naomi arcade systems had for a few of the games, like Initial D, where you'd plug in a card and it would not just write your information on the card with heat-sensitive ink, but also write your game status and your tuning for your cars. And that can be emulated, again, via serial.
Sweet.
So yeah, we're going to get all of that
All right.
going. What's your plan today?
I'm ascending to maximum dad mode, and I'm trying to fix my effing Christmas lights. So here's what happened.
I believe this is actually like a subplot in, the National Lampoon's Family Vacation, or
Right?
Christmas Vacation.
Yeah. So we've been adding little touches to our exterior Christmas light display over the course of a few years. And last year we had one bush in like the bed near the drive. It's a shared driveway. It's not.
Nothing special.
We don't have a freestanding house, but anyway, with net lights, right? It's like a normal,
net of lights.
Yeah, normal string of mini lights that come pre-assembled into a net, right? And we were like, great, we want to add more of those. So, and we had 3 strings for one. They're not as big as you think, but like for one large bush and one smaller bush. And then after Christmas last year, we bought 2 new net light strings on clearance so that we could have them for this year, and then we could expand to a 3rd bush.
Nice.
And so we unpacked them. The 2 new ones worked fine. All 3 previous net lights from last year, only half the string turned on.
All 3 of them
All
broke
3.
in the so they all broke in the same way.
Yeah. Infuriating.
Yeah.
Now, they do have, I'll show you on this one. Inside the outlet, there is a little teeny, I don't know, actually, maybe you can see this on the close-up. in here, that is actually like a little sliding door. You can see the entrance to it.
Oh.
There. This door actually slides up, and there are 2 fuses in there.
Just like the British standard plugs.
And so you would think, oh, okay, well, this is just a fuse problem. Half the string is out, right? So I took that out. There's spare fuses come with the lights.
Nice.
Right? No, all the fuses are fine. So I have no idea what's wrong. And it's driving me mad.
So there's probably a short in there somewhere?
Probably, but all 3 of them, and it's like, this should work. And one of the 3, something's getting through. Because the part that's not turning on is like just faintly pulsing a little teeny bit.
Is it like the left side of each one?
I think it's different. Anyway, this one is one of the new ones that we bought at the end of last year and was working out of box this year. And the other day, literally 2 days ago, I turned it on and only half of it turned on. That one as well.
Ah, yes.
Hang on, we've got a couple different.
Actually, you may want to plug into this one because I'm going to be using this one as a switch control for the Naomi here.
Oh, I see. I'll get
There we go.
I'll get another extension cord
okay.
because I want to.
You want
Because
to see the
otherwise, this is
whole-
on the
whole way
ground.
through?
But anyway, let's see here. So, yeah,
Yeah.
it's just half of it,
And
and you can see the way that it's organized.
it is definitely a net.
It's, but like, I can't tell if like I think that this part, I think the cross part is just wire because it's like it's
Yeah, this is just bare wire on this.
Yeah, but
section
I don't
here.
think that these are electronically active,
No.
right? And so you'd think, like, here's the thing. We've solved the problem of a bulb burns out and the whole string goes down.
Yeah.
Even if a bulb is burned out, it can still pass current. So I don't know what the problem is. So I'm desperately trying to figure out, because it's like you'd think like, oh, well, you just go until you can see that it's to that one there and be like, oh, well, that one's out, so everything after that is off. No, it's not. I've tried.
Well, and these are LEDs, right?
Yes.
Which is funny because they're like LEDs that have been
And again,
set up. They're LEDs that have been set up to
Yeah, there's
emulate.
a very faint power going through there.
yes.
But like they're LEDs that have been designed to emulate what Christmas lights used to look like,
Yeah.
which is kind of funny.
But there is some, you can't see this on stream obviously, but there is some kind of charge going through because this is slightly on.
Guarantee you that,
I-
slightly.
I feel like the first thing here is tell us what brand that is so we can avoid that. Apparently, 5 strings of them have died, half died.
So they're all Noma,
Oh, good.
which is the Canadian Tire home brand,
Yep.
which traditionally has been fine. All the other Noma lights we have are fine, but
Just this batch maybe?
Richard says quick Googling suggests it's one bad bulb. With respect, I also did some quick Googling.
Yeah.
And it's so impossible. First of all, absolutely fuck AI and programmatically generated articles
Holy
for
moly.
ruining internet search. It is impossible to find. If you try to search for something, it's like, oh, this sounds like an article from a website that looks real, and you go and click on it, and it's like, here's a definition of what a Christmas light is. Now, we will tell you how to fix it. But first, we will tell you the different kinds of problems that you could encounter. And it's like, boy, this was clearly not written by a human.
Nope.
Anyway, is it always the same half? I don't know. I think it varies. I think it's always split between these two halves in this way, but I think that some of them might be reversed. Let's find out. You start. I'll go get an extension cord.
I'm going to give you actually one little toy here for
Please.
the multimeter to use. This will make things easier for you. These things are going to be sharp enough that if you want to poke through the wire to just hit the wires. And then if you want to just connect that to one of the sides of the plug to test continuity with, you can use that.
Sweet. All right.
Clamp and stab.
All right, I'm going to go get another extension cord.
I'm going to finish hooking up the various parts of this elaborate setup. All right, so we're starting here with the Naomi. The Naomi's plugged into power. We have our Raspberry Pi, which is running a NetPi distribution. We're going to plug in the HDMI on that as well so that we can make sure that it's working. We've got VGA going to the monitor. HDMI is also going to the monitor. We need power. Power is coming out of the Naomi and going into, oh God, which one is blue? I think
Dabba-dee.
Dabada. You know, this is one of those things I am just going to look up again because it's safer that way. Which is the ground pin and the 5-volt pin on a Raspberry Pi?
All right. So.
I mean, no amount of moving things around makes them blink on, right? Like it's not like a loose connection somewhere.
No, I thought so too, because again, one of the three from last year seemed like it was doing that, but then I realized that whatever changes was happening was totally disconnected from any motions I was making. So this one, oh, I love that for me.
That one's working fine.
Hopefully that continues to be the case.
Yay!
But
It got fixed.
But then I don't know what's wrong. Chat's like, we did it! I mean, there is something to be said for the troubleshooting method of having someone else observe the problem. Hey, look, here's the issue I'm having. Well, it wasn't working earlier. Oh, here's the messed up one.
Oh,
So
yeah.
this is the one that is like half of it, and it is the same half
But
as
you
the
can
other one.
see just between these two bulbs right here
The difference
in
maybe
there
I can.
is illumination and not illumination.
Oh yeah, we can totally see that.
Can I
yeah.
show that on number 5? Right? So it's like half the string is totally normal, and the other half is like, yeah, I'm getting some current, but whatever. I've checked the fuses. That's the first thing I did. Well, the first thing I did was swear a bit,
Man,
but that is among the things that I checked, and the fuses were fine. None of the fuses were burned out. I even did a whole like laborious thing of like take out this fuse for this one, check it again, then take out this fuse for this other. Like I was doing like a bunch of A/B testing on. I know that in chat some folks are being helpfully asked to tone down the back seating. I'm open to suggestions. I'm just saying I checked the fuses.
That one we can skip.
yeah.
And look, it's dimmer now. Now it's all the way off.
Just dimmer.
So,
Man, this
Yeah.
is we gotta get like electro boom on this. I love that guy. It's an excellent electronics YouTuber, also Canadian.
some people don't know light strings have fuses. That's true. I'll be honest with you. I count myself among that. I was like, well, I guess I'll get the spare bulbs. What's this in the bag with the spare bulbs? This is earlier. This is about a month ago. And I was like, there's a fuse. Wait, do these have fuses? And then I went and looked, and I was like, oh yeah, no, these have fuses. They have a little 125 volt fuse, 3 amps max. Little thingy in there.
So, I guess the interesting part
So what am I
about
supposed to do with
these, the interesting part about these nets is like how obviously with a linear set of lights, it's easy to tell how they're wired together. But with the net, like, is this a situation where if something, a light that's early in the system is messed up, or the connection that's early in the system is messed up, and then that's going to get everything later on?
So it looks like it's weird because, like, I'm trying to figure out how this is connected. Because again, you look at it and you're like, this is just bare wire, open at the end, uncapped, and you realize that it's just there's spare wire of the same kind that's being used as the cross pieces of the netting. So it's I'm trying to figure out where. So like, yeah, so this is the first light. but then and this one's, there's different sizes, too.
No.
There's different sizes of, like, bulb ass. Like, the bottom end of the bulbs
Really?
because this is one of the beefy ones, because this has...
I can see that now.
It's got 2 wires going into it. Or it's got 3 wires coming out of the bottom of this thing, because it goes in 2 different directions now, and it sends 2 wires over here to this yellow one, and 2 wires over here to the green one.
And the green's got...
Actually, the 2 wires are going past the green one. The green one is... Yeah, I have no idea how this is structured, and it's very difficult to tell.
Does this have like blinking effects and stuff?
No.
Or does it just go on?
Mercifully.
Well, maybe the first thing to check is just to see how these things are wired up. Like, are they wired in series, or are they wired in... God.
Well, something's not right.
Yeah.
But it's a very clear break point, which is strange.
How many of those fatter ones do you have? Are in the string?
I don't know.
Because some folks.
So these are not connected. These are not. So these 2, this one's on and this one's off, and this is the borderline. Shout out to Tim and Paula. And these are not electrically connected. This wire here is just whatever.
So sometimes the wire is just plastic, and sometimes it actually is a wire.
And that's true. Well, that's the annoying thing, is that they're all wires. It's clearly just like spare wire. But
Just for structural wire.
yeah, it's just structural. So this is the part. This here, between this green one and this red one, which I think are both of the chunky size. Nope, I can't tell. Anyway, somewhere between here and here is where where they turn off. Because
So-
this is the border that's electrically connected between the 2 halves.
Are those 2 the only 2 big chunky ones?
No.
Yeah. Folks in chat seem to think that the chunky one might be the culprit. That if there's like a messed up resistor in one of the chunky ones, then that could screw up the... Okay, so that takes out that line.
Yeah, because then there's no way for the current to go through it, but the whole thing shuts off.
So if you go and put that in the other side, like replace the one from the other side with that one that we know works.
Like swap these?
Yeah.
Oh, let's try that.
Now you said you have...
It's probably not good that this one's wet.
That would definitely...
What?
These are exterior rated,
Yeah.
but this is damp.
That... Oh, God, I can see that. Yeah, I don't want to touch that because
Now
I'm still eating and drinking.
Now I pulled this one in this morning, right? This is the fresh one, right?
These were outside.
Yeah, this one was outside this year and working until about a day and a half ago.
I'm going to suggest something dangerous.
Yeah.
You may recognize our old nemesis, the hot air rework station.
I'll get my phone.
If you'd like to try drying that out at a very low temperature.
So yeah,
That's
like
a possibility.
there's water. Like, is it just a short across here?
Like that could be it. And if there's more,
Now the other ones though haven't been out this year, right? They we brought them in, we left them in the garage to dry out, and then packed them away, and then brought them out, plugged them in indoors, and they only half turned on, which tells me that there's something wrong.
something else wrong there.
In the thing, but
Or-
sure. Let's maybe I'll just paper towel. Maybe
Yeah,
that'll
or
work.
some canned air actually would also be.
Oh, do we have that?
I don't
I don't think we do, actually.
Okay, I'll get some paper towel. 1 second.
I'm gonna tell Beach to buy us some canned air.
Do that. Can of air.
There we
Ooh, can of air.
Shopping list.
In
Costco.
I mean, regardless, it seems like these are maybe not as weatherproof as one might hope.
Not
I
complete.
reiterate, I got these at Canadian Tire. Right? Yeah,
Yep.
we got an unusually high for the city amount of snow last year. But Canadian Tire's home brand should sell lights that will...
You'd expect them to last more than one season,
Yeah.
even if they are on clearance. All right. What I am doing here is I'd forgotten to add more of the things that I need to add to this thing to make it work.
Good start.
We need, in order to connect USB joysticks up to this thing, we need to make the computer equivalent of that terrible double male-ended electrical cable you're never supposed to
Oh,
make.
the suicide cable?
Yeah, you make that with USB.
Oh, you're
And,
allowed to do that?
Well, when you put it through a serial connector, yes.
Okay. So that didn't fix it. So-
Just drying it out.
Just drying out that one
Wasn't enough.
port didn't fix it.
So what about the actual? Did you actually do it the swap?
No, that's a good point. I did not actually do the swap. There's dampness in many of these.
Oh.
But like ostensibly that shouldn't matter.
I guess.
Should it?
And now, I would guess there's probably not dampness in the other side. But that might just because they're on and warm.
All right, let's swap these.
That's interesting.
Oh, that's interesting.
So that one's not on, but it is.
This one's not on, and these bulbs are dimmer,
But it is still passing current.
but it's working. What does that mean? So I swapped these two bulbs.
Yep.
Right, from the border. And now still only the same half is working, but these bulbs are not as bright.
That
Like-
sounds like definitely a. That sounds like
See?
a moisture short.
So, but why the ones that I pulled out of storage? Are they corroded inside their little
Oh,
thingies? Like the way that the inside, I don't know if you can see this on camera 5. The way that these are designed on the inside, hang on, should, like, there's sort of a barrier there that shouldn't allow moisture across once you have this bizarre design of thing in. Like, you can see where the wires are. They're quite small, actually. And it should be, like, it shouldn't allow moisture across like that. And yet,
Now, you said that it came with
ow.
extra bulbs.
Yes, which I definitely remembered to bring. I mean, I can cannibalize one of these strings. So let's do that.
But yeah, maybe if,
Whoops.
like you're saying that like you left the other ones out to dry before you put them away.
Yeah.
But if the water was sort of in there like that,
Yeah, and then
That-
just corroded the interior of the
might have-
socket.
it might have just like the water might have just sort of been sealed in there
Oh, yeah.
and not dried.
Look at this bulb I just pulled out of one of the old strings.
Like this one's never been outside, eh?
That's definitely a
There's-
mark of.
There's corrosion on this.
Yeah.
And that one's has never those ones haven't been outside this year yet.
This year, yeah.
Okay.
So
Let's do
let's
this
try
again.
and wipe off that schmutz and put it in this place. Ah, see, okay, here's an illustration, actually, again. So here's one of the red bulbs. This is the one that I've been playing with that I was trying to replace, right? This is one I pulled out of the other string. So you can see, right, side by side, you can see the difference in chunk
Oh, I
of
see.
the two different sockets. These are right beside one another. This is not a forced perspective situation.
Yeah, that is a
One of them is
huge
just
difference.
much larger than the other.
So that's the one that has like the 4 wires.
It's still wet. It does look wet. It wasn't wet, but that just means that there's more moisture in the socket, which is...
This one's wet. This one's wet.
Kathleen made that same joke this morning.
So them being wet is not a new revelation.
No, I mean, the thing is, like, the bottom of the socket is open. Like, it's not unreasonable to think that water can get into these very easily.
But it should be able
It's
to just
not
go through.
supposed to do this.
Right.
You know, like a Nintendo. All right, let me try and find another. Thick lad from this string, and see if.
It seems weird that it's like not only like a different socket, but the actual bulb itself is different.
And it's not the first bulb in the string either. Oh, that one's quite corroded. Let's see. There, this one looks big. That's a big one. Yes. Can you see in there? This is from the old string. I don't know if you can tell. Let me get it in focus.
Ooh.
No, that's just the cable.
Is that right at the bottom?
Well, anyway, this is the one I pulled out of it. And there is a bit of corrosion on it.
Ugh.
Like, here's the problem, is like, I feel like this should be an easy thing to diagnose and to fix. But if the diagnosis is, if the diagnosis is, oh yeah, you have to just open up every single flippin',
Did you want to give that a try?
not just yet.
Yeah.
If you have to open every single flippin' socket and wipe the corrosion out of it, then, frankly, I'm not doing that.
Out of curiosity, I was looking at the page of the Canadian Tire website for what I assume is the Noma net lights.
Yeah.
2 pieces of information. One, it says, note, intended for seasonal use, not for permanent installation. Fully dry the lights for storing in a cool, dry, protected location
Yep.
when not in use.
Uh-huh.
Also, 5-year warranty for an exchange warranty.
Oh.
Redeemable at any Canadian Tire store.
Well then. Kathleen, are you watching? We may have a trip to make tonight.
Well, and as we know from a recent podcast episode, that you can just take things back to Canadian Tire without a receipt.
Evidently. You might have to literally be beach to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not going to relish the notion of just taking this back to Canadian Tire for them to throw into the landfill.
Yeah.
One would hope that they have some way of refurbishing these things, but...
So I like this. I'm sorry, it's like
Give it to Beach, then.
still looking at the website. Under specifications, it says accessories list: fuses, light bulbs.
Yeah.
Advanced features, no advanced features. Assembled length, 1 centimeter. Assembled length in feet, 0.03 feet. Assembled length in inches, 1/8 of an inch. No certifications. Green. I'm assuming that refers to the lights, not the entire thing.
Even these lights are larger than a centimeter. What does that mean?
I do not know.
All right, how do I use this?
Okay, well, what are we looking to find out?
I just want to see, like, how much of anything is getting over to this end of it.
Okay, in that case, we probably don't want the...
The attachment?
Yeah. We're going to be looking at... Oh. Do you think this uses AC or DC?
Doesn't seem like it's got a converter. I don't see
know,
any
here's
big
some
DC wall wart.
Here's some big warnings in French. 120 volts, 60 hertz, 0.04 amps, 4.8 watts for indoor and outdoor use. For temporary, 90 days max installation. Always unplug this product before installing or replacing fuses and or bulbs. Do not place near bodies of water such as ponds or pools. To reduce the risk of overheating, replace burned out light bulbs promptly. This is an electric product, not a toy! Exclamation mark. To avoid risks of fire, burns, personal injury, and electric shock, it should not be played with or placed where small children can reach it.
Well, is there a toy version?
Yeah. It's got the date on it.
Oh, nice.
June 2022, so...
All right, yeah. So, chat says it's going to be AC.
Yeah, I think it's going to be AC. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this at the 10 amp AC. Wait a minute. That is the amperage. We want voltage.
Like at one of these, like those warning labels, that have it in French and English, and then a French person looks at it and is like, "Oh mon Dieu!" It's like, wait, what? It says something like you get that where there's like
something completely different in French.
Yeah, sometimes you see that in instructions. There's like a lot more on the French side. You're like, what are they getting that we're not?
Yeah, the conversion might be at the bulb. That's the question.
What, here?
That is what they're saying. Like in the bulb itself, there might be a small.
in the
AC
big
to DC
bulb
converter. Yeah.
What if I measure the bulb? Can I do that? Does that help? Do we learn anything from doing that?
Oh, if you touch the two tips to
either side of the.
Well, that actually we can tell easily. Let's just go to continuity on that. Touch the tips together for a moment.
These tips?
Yep. That should be making a sound for you. Hold up. There we go. Okay, good.
Well, that's not a good sign. Hold on. Yeah, I am. This bulb.
Okay, we're going to put it in diode mode, and...
Wait, hold this for a second.
Yes.
It's getting away from me.
Yeah. Okay, let's
that means...
turn it around.
Wait, it's not beeping anymore.
I've changed
okay.
modes on it.
Oh, I'm turning it on.
Yeah, okay, so it is, in fact, a diode of its own, probably doing its own conversion, I guess.
It's turning on. You can just barely see it on stream.
Because what this is doing is trying to put electrical signal through it and figure out if it's being blocked or not, and there we go.
Huh.
Okay, I generally don't deal with raw AC voltage right out of the wall, so I'm a little bit hesitant to give you any sort of instruction on that without looking it up here. 1 second.
Ian's Googling. If those are LED lights, they are. They are LEDs.
I always remember when I was in university, I took a class on one of my things was on computer repair and things, and the teachers were very clear and stressed repeatedly that, like, this is the computer. Everything on the computer side of the power supply.
We're not going to experiment with AC, don't worry.
Like, everything on the computer side of the power supply is totally fine. The worst thing you can do is break the computer. You can short out the computer. Nothing's going to hurt you.
Yeah.
Do not mess with the power supply. Do not mess with anything on the...
Between the power supply and the wall.
Power supply and the wall.
Yeah.
Power supplies aren't that expensive. If it's broken, just get a new one.
Yeah. Yeah, don't worry. We're not gonna do anything stupid.
Dangerous. Yeah, that is the idea. Okay, so I believe we're looking at here. We want to be on the 10 amp circuit.
So here's the all this is damp. But, like, again, the design should factor for that. Like, these are meant to be in the rain. These are meant to be buried under the snow, right? Like, here, let me look at it. Let me look at one from the section that's on.
if there's like a hole,
Yeah, they're all a little bit damp from the one that was outside this morning.
like if there's a hole in the bottom of the socket,
Yeah, which there is, every one of them.
right? It would seem like the idea is that it gets wet and then just drains out. Like
Yeah.
it's wet but only temporarily wet.
Mm-hmm.
So I would stick those. One of the we're now in 200 volts. Actually, maybe let's bump it right up to 600 volts just in case. No, 120. Yeah, should be fine. And then we're going to just touch the terminals inside one of those holes there.
Oh, okay. So, I mean,
And make sure your fingers are not touching anything metal.
right.
Yeah.
So we just sort of go on the separate terminals.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
Otherwise, we're going to short this whole thing.
Yeah, you don't want to short anything.
There you go.
Okay.
Is it working?
We're not getting anything on that.
Anything?
Nothing at the
Nothing?
moment.
Let me try this again. One over there and one over there. I feel like I'm making contact with this weird pile of copper in here. Let me scrutinize this further. In what way? Yeah, it is just like a open bundle of copper on either side of this socket. Like there is no artistry.
Nothing else. So what I would test actually here
Yeah.
is let's get this unplugged from the wall,
Yeah, right.
and let's actually do a resistance test
Okay.
on this. So for that, we're looking at ohms here, and let's just touch those together. Ah, great, I need to be on the other side for that. Or,
Is that where you needed to be for that thing?
no.
Okay.
So touch them together,
Yeah.
and you'll see that it's got 0 resistance.
Right.
Yeah, if you put now put that in between,
Okay.
and let's flip it to the other side. That's full 1 resistance.
It's flickering on a little
That
bit.
might be too much.
It's lighting up, which is fun.
There we go. So 200K is what I'm looking for here. So you're getting a bit of, you're getting some resistance there.
Okay.
130. What I would suggest is start from here and check, and use that plug that I had earlier, and check the resistance on these terminals at each level and see if it's dropping as it goes along.
So this goes over here.
Yeah.
And so how do you suggest I do this while you're
So let's
doing your thing?
clamp one of these two sides here.
This one.
Yeah, let's do that. Bark. And then let's go to continuity first. Stick it in the socket that you've got there, and it should beep on one of the 2 wires if it's actually making a connection. Huh.
Sure ain't.
Interesting.
Okay, let me try the next one over, because this is the one that lights up. This
Yeah.
is the big one that lights up over here. Nope, it amped.
Nothing there. Let's try the other side then, just in case. Okay, so that's making connection there.
Okay, so then let me put this one back in and check the one that's been bad. Yes.
Okay.
And the thing is, we kind of know that because, again, this half of the string, when I plugged it in, was like, right?
Yeah.
But why isn't it getting enough? Why is it not enough?
I mean, every bit of moisture is going to add a bit more resistance as it goes down the line.
Yeah, so as Paul's pointing out in chat right now, it could be any single LED
Like, yeah, from what
on the failed side.
yeah, because it's sort of a complete circuit that goes all the way through. So it's not like, all the LEDs after this point are dead. So it's obviously this LED. There, people did link to a video of a guy sort of basically hanging up a thing and going through and showing how to do all how to test the LEDs.
Oh, well. So that's interesting. Should this still be doing it?
You should be able to get one of those two wires to make continuity.
Sure can't.
Well,
But it did do it. But that did do it when you did on the other. Interesting.
So that means it's not getting 2 here, but that doesn't mean that this bulb is wrong.
so what you could do is you could go down the electrical connection, testing the continuity between that socket, and then that socket and that socket. That would at least tell you where one of the wrong sockets is.
God, it's so weird how damp these are on the inside.
That was the one that wasn't doing it before.
Yeah, this one. This is the big one.
Right.
This is the beginning of the second half of the string. This one makes the noise.
But the next one along in the string.
Both sockets it is connected to on the failed string do not.
So
Like, that works.
So I guess so. If you put like one probe in there and the other probe in the other socket, that should be it. You should be able to do a continuity test. Is that what you were saying? Ian?
That's what my thought was. If you go to
All right,
make
so
a
if I
continuity.
take this off here.
Yeah, and you don't need to unscrew the alligator clip.
Take this thing off. And then take this out. So, and I don't know which side is which, so like this. I don't know which.
Why do I
Have we found the model or serial for the lights to make sure they are outdoor water resistant? I mean, they do say indoor-outdoor use.
Yeah, these are clearly the thickness you want for outdoor use.
For indoor or outdoor use, I don't know what kind of number you're looking for. I got all kinds of numbers on these bits of paper. Oh, here you go. NOMA. 151-3847-8.
Do with that as you will.
Yeah. So, like, I can tap this together at the moment.
Oh,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so this is... Yeah, these are not... I can't get a connection between those two. What about the next one down the line in the other direction? Also no.
Huh.
I mean,
But this one...
I guess if that does that continuity thing work on ones that we know are good?
So this one's getting a connection, but it's not passing that on. It's pulled the ladder up behind itself.
No.
The first light in the second half of the net is getting power, but it's also saying this far, no further.
Not a fan.
Those numbers were way too fast. I can read them out again. Did you get them already? I can read out the numbers again if you would like. But yeah, these are I have not fucked up. These are intended for being put outside in all Canadian weather to use. All right, I'll read it out again for
I mean, considering that they...
Kurentoy, who's looking it up. 1 second. 151-3847-8 bracket NOMA registered trademark made in China.
I mean, from a purely practical standpoint, the fact that they apparently have a 5-year replacement warranty would indicate that they expect it to last for more than a year. Otherwise, that's not very efficient on their part.
One would hope.
Yeah. and the traitor bulb plug is one of the big ones? Yes. But it works. We got it to illuminate. It's not burned out. We put power into it and it lit up. And its socket is getting power from, we have continuity between the wall plug and this, but we have no continuity between it and the...
So it's like the output side of that plug of that socket is the one that isn't doing what it's supposed to do.
Yeah. Now we don't know, I guess someone did point out, we don't actually know if two plugs that we know are working
Have the same.
necessarily still get continuity if we do it that way. So let's find out. Yes, they do. They
All right,
work.
That's easy.
Okay. So the plugs on the working half. So wait a minute. Hold up. What about the next one down the line? What about, is there continuity between 2 and 3? Is
Right,
it,
because is it just the one?
no, what? Oh, yes. 2 and 3 is working. Was I just using this wrong? That's possible.
It can be a bit fiddly, but
Ah, okay. That is working now. So I guess that part was user error. But hold up.
set up.
Now wait, is it going? Am I on the wrong direction?
Directionality shouldn't matter for this.
Right.
Continuity is just straight. Is this wire connected to each other?
Okay, so yeah, so it doesn't seem to be getting...
So one side is working, but the other side isn't.
Going from this one to this one seems to be working, but going from this one to this one doesn't. But also, this is the confusing part, because it's like, this socket goes to... No, it doesn't even go to there. Does this bypass this entirely? It does. This light is plugged into here. This, I cannot adequately describe how much of a rat's nest this is.
You're going to need some tape just to keep an eye on where things are going to.
Yeah, you would think that it would be a fairly simple, like, weaving operation, but it seems it's like skipping. Like there's sort of 3 wires, and it kind of skips every other
Yeah.
bulb.
And we still didn't get one between here and here, so there's still a failure somewhere. Right? There's still a breakdown somewhere. Let me count wires. How are you doing, Ian?
I am having some fun configuring input for this thing. And
This is trying to get the keyboard to work.
trying to get both sticks to work first, actually, just so that they're ready to go.
Okay.
And yeah, just going through the configuration panel is fun.
It sounds fun.
It's not really.
I was being sarcastic.
I could tell by the sound of a /S that your voice was making.
It's just what my voice is like.
Well, while I'm waiting for this to finish, maybe I should tape this thing up for hot air rework of my own, because that's why I actually brought that today. Because before we can solder these things to the new circuit boards, we need to remove them from the old circuit board. And I think that hot air is probably the smartest for that. At least I've had the most luck with it in the past in terms of desoldering things. Let's lay down a little bit of Kapton tape around the areas that don't need to be heated up.
Okay.
Somebody found the.
It's somewhere in this row
Ooh.
because I have continuity between here and here. And how do I explain this? Okay, you've got numbers 1 through 20 in a snake like this. You got 1 through 10, then 11 up to 20. I have continuity between 1 and 2 and 1 and 3, and I have continuity between 20 and 19. But I do not have continuity between 1 and 20. 1 and 20 are not directly connected. They are only connected through that loop.
Okay.
So it's somewhere between 3 and 19. Right? Did I explain that okay?
That sounds correct.
I believe that you know what you're talking about.
Thank you.
So they they found the product thing on the Canadian Tire website, and the thing that I find most annoying about the product page, I don't know if you can see this, but this is the product image for what the lights looked like.
Wow. That's a nice lattice.
That's not what this looks like.
Yeah,
Not even a little bit.
that is not that is not how the wires are oriented.
Those exist. There are ones that look like that. That's not these.
Maybe that's why. Maybe these were on sale because they're like, well, the wires got all tangled up. We don't know what we're supposed to be doing.
I didn't buy all of them on sale. I only bought some of them on sale after Christmas last year because it was like we're getting rid of our yearly
okay.
inventory.
All right, here we go.
Button select.
Oh.
This looks more like what yours looks like.
Yes, that's correct. What the hell?
Wonder what the difference is.
What's going on? This was working. Okay. This was also working.
Oh no, have things...
Okay.
Okay. All right, I think I've got these sticks working. Let's now see if that'll work with a video game of any sort. Let's try as a manga diode puzzle bobble.
That's a thing that existed?
Yes.
Damn, all right.
No DIMMs available for this system. What the heck happened here? Setup. Manage net DIMMs. Ah! Start the net DIMM scan. Hey, net DIMM found. I like it when the software fixes itself. $10,003.
Right. So if I
Okay.
do that.
Games list. Puzzle bobble. Launch game. Oh, and now I need to swap that over to the Naomi input. Here we go.
Oh, it's going through VGA.
Yes, yeah, the Naomi has VGA output. And only VGA output. Which makes for some really nice crisp images on a proper monitor. Okay, loading is complete. Reboot should be happening immediately. Survey says Naomi 2. Insert the disc. But
I hope that is actually the jingle.
that's the music. Come on, yes. Don't pay attention to that. That's that's sarcasm as well.
All right, Chad, if anybody asks, for legal purposes, we are currently in Japan.
Hey, Azumanga Daioh Puzzle Bobble, insert a bunch of coins. Am I inserting coins? Yes, I am. Push start button. Okay, great. Versus CPU. Sure, why not? So clearly I need to edit some of these buttons to find out what they are. Sure, Chio-chan.
So there's like a button mapping configuration.
Yeah. But you need to get it ready for. You need to start by letting the computer know which controller you're actually trying to configure, and then you can save the configurations. The system that does the controller emulation also allows for the programming of Bluetooth controllers.
Ooh.
So you could just, technically be doing this wirelessly, but I like having the arcade. Okay, so it's working. That's for sure.
Also, even on the most modern of systems, Bluetooth is still kind of sketchy. So
Yeah, exactly. But that's good. So we know controller are working. So that's step one.
They made an Azumanga Daioh puzzle bobble.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm
I
sorry,
was
Ian.
as surprised as you are, to be honest.
Fair enough.
I'm sorry, Ian. I'm rooting for the CPU because they've got a cute penguin controlling their thing.
Oh, really? They've gotten, well, you know what?
Oh yeah, it looks like a prinny.
Is it?
And then the other, Ian has the strange cat.
Oh, yeah, no, I've got this. I'm the player 2 side because I'm using the player 2 controller.
Wait,
That's why. So what if happens if I do this?
Wow, you got dusted.
I did stop playing for a good amount of time.
Oh wait, you're the.
Excuses.
Oh.
Yeah, Ian was on the right.
Oh well. Okay then. I was rooting for you.
No, continue. Let's make sure that we can use both joysticks. Oh yeah. So we can get.
It doesn't seem to be.
They are both working.
Okay. I was going to say, it doesn't seem to be like super responsive. It's sort of. Is that lagging or is it just because it wasn't?
I can help you out if you need.
Oh,
I
thank
see.
you. Can grab that and let me just see if I can get you in there at all. Okay, there might need to be a little bit of hacking that I'll still need to do to figure out how to get a second player going. Oh, but we've also gone into CPU mode. However, the question is, am I going to be in...
Just hold it.
Thank you.
That's so much heavier than I thought.
Yep. We are on the left-hand side this time, which means that we are properly emulating two separate sides.
But right now they don't both operate at the same time.
No.
I'm not participatory in this. Why is this so heavy?
They're well built.
Dang, they're just full of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Big, thick plastic.
It's so you can like you're really yanking on it and moving it around.
When you're doing all the okeying, which is why you get that big rubber mat on the back too. You don't want that moving around on you. Okay, so partially working. You know what? Let's try a two-player game that's I know is going to be a two-player game.
Should there be sound or I don't know. I assume this TV has little crappy speakers on it.
Oh yeah, there are absolutely.
But I mean, it wouldn't be getting sound through the VGA though.
No.
I guess is there a separate RCA sound system?
There's RCA. Yep. You know, let's try Guilty Gear X.
Ooh.
A game I'm terrific at.
Something I haven't tried out yet, just to see if this will even launch. It'll be fun. Okay, and where did I put that cable for audio? Is it in my pile? Yes, it is. Monorial audio.
I definitely had. Remember, I had a rotor, like just a little, or not
Kill
even.
the
It wasn't
signal
even rotor. It was just a switch that had
There we go.
a metal plate in it to add to like actually just make it heavier. Because I've had other switches that don't have that in it, and the problem is that you plug 8 Ethernet cables into a little piece of plastic, and they just pull it right off the table.
Yep,
So having some weight there is actually quite handy.
any amount. Yeah, what you saw me killing the signal was actually the system rebooting in order to accept a brand new game.
Ah.
Here's where we find out.
Because when you are actually, Graham, do you want to just move camera 7 so that it's pointed more at the, at the screen?
Hold that for a second.
Yeah, then I can actually move that a bit on our side so we can see. Ooh! Press any key to start default setting. Sammy. So we got credits.
Oh, wait.
Is that okay, Paul?
The SDI cable seems to be glitching out a little bit. Can you just
Let me check the connection.
make sure that it's well connected?
Sure.
Oh, yeah, that's not... Is that better?
Yes.
Here comes a challenger. So I don't know why we're not getting audio, but
So it should be sending the audio through RCA.
yeah.
Sometimes
Oh, don't change the channel.
on TVs like this, it's the audio is like paired, like the
Yeah.
the
to a
VGA
certain-
audio will be paired with like a mini jack audio, like the VGA video will be paired with like mini jack audio.
What the buttons?
Should be
yeah. Oh,
bottom row.
whoa, there we go. I found buttons.
There we go.
So you're both controlling?
Yeah.
Nice. We're okeying a little early today.
Oh,
Ow. Smack.
ooh,
Smack.
got punished.
Whoa.
Oh no.
I got that one move figured out. I don't know what the rest of these buttons are for. Ooh, what was that? Stabby. Stabby.
There we go.
I'm outranging you with my stabbies.
Oh, and slashed.
That was clearly piercing damage. All right, cool.
Yeah. Well, that's half a success. Do we want to take a short break before we move on to round 2 here?
Sure.
Okay. Then we're going to continue to have our round 2 here as well. You at home should get up, stretch your legs, swap your fluids, and we'll be back with more Tinker Tailor Soldier Fry in just a few minutes. Don't go all the way away. Welcome back to Tinker Tailor Soldier Fry here in the mighty Loading Ready Run Video Entertainment Network. We've got Graham. We've got Paul on tech. Beep, beep. And I'm your beep boy, Ian. And, we're having fun with continuity, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's when I'm editing, it's annoying, but now it's great. Yeah, we don't know what the problem is with these lights. Like I've tried. Is this on still?
It can be.
And like it seems like the connection is getting to this one big one, and then not necessarily getting all the way down this cable, but what does that mean? Why would that be the case? I don't know. I can try replacing some of these intermediary bulbs. That's the thing, is like, boy, that's quite corroded, isn't it? That's the thing, like the bulbs seem to be working.
Sometimes.
Yeah, it's so damp. What's the setting on this to put a little bit of current through it?
That you can use the that setting there. That's the diode setting.
Other way?
Maybe.
Oh,
There it is.
hang
Yeah.
on. You can't see this.
Here, let me hold that for you.
Thank you. This is great television.
And then you. Oh, there we go.
Just move over
Yeah,
a
this
little
way.
bit.
Aha, there we
There.
go.
All right, so. Nope.
Yeah,
Wait,
that was right.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
on?
Yeah.
Okay.
We can
So-
see it.
The bulb works,
Yeah.
but for some reason,
So
Yeah.
yeah, I guess that there could be an issue. Like the continuity could not even. It might not even be like in the socket. It might be in the wire between the socket.
Somewhere.
yeah. Like I'm tempted to just like undo all these weird cross pieces and just turn it back into one string.
Release the netting.
Yeah. Just lay it on top of the bush if I get it working again.
Spiralize.
Something I do want to do actually is check, because I plugged in one of the other ones and the whole thing turned on, which was so frustrating.
Noma LED net lights. They're damp.
While you're getting that set up, I'm just going to start hot air reworking the back of this so that I can
Alright.
get these off.
This one works. This one didn't before, but does now.
Oh, by the way, we got sound going on the
Yes, importantly.
So I'll try that. I'll put that one back outside when I get home and see how long it lasts, I guess.
Actually. I guess maybe it dried out enough to work.
Okay, yeah, this one's only half. But this, curiously, I was actually kind of hoping one of these would happen. This is, the back half works. This is where it plugs in my hand here. And look, Ian.
Oh, so this is split. This is split in a different way.
God damn it.
So this one works on the part that's furthest away from the plug, but not the one.
So power has to have been is being sent all the way down,
Yeah.
but somehow not hitting any of the.
That's infuriating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this one, this is the same as the first one, which is the first half work and the back half don't.
So clearly,
Splice them together.
yeah, clearly we cut two of the two halves that work apart,
Just
put
get me
them
a
back
machete.
together. Look,
That's the
I've
solution.
been playing a lot of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Okay,
Yeah.
I know that you can stick anything together with that weird green glue stuff. It's fine.
I'm going to. Here's my plan.
Okay.
We were talking in the break what the best plan of these of attack for this probably is, and unfortunately the easiest and most effective thing is very likely going to be return it to Canadian Tire. And I'm going to see if I can return this for a string of, they call them decorative lamps. It says right here, use only decorative lamp accessories packaged with this product or marked for use with this product. Of equal or lesser value that's not net lights. I'm just going to get, like, can I just get a string?
You're
And
done
then
with
just
the net.
and you're gonna manually net them.
I think I can manage that.
You can just do a snake.
Yeah, I think I can just sort of layer it on top of or around a bush.
And
I think I can handle that.
And then if that messes up, at least you can like follow it along.
Yeah, I'd ask for cash, but I get it. Well, apparently Paul was saying the warranty is exchange only.
Which
Yeah.
makes sense.
Now,
I mean,
I was like, where did this come from?
presumably they've worked out the break-even thing where, you know, they're selling these for whatever, $30 or $40. And
One sec.
yeah, they how much they cost to make. they can basically eat a bunch of that.
I just wish I could understand when it's a situation like this where
And it's more efficient for them to do that than to actually like make them better quality,
yeah.
which is sad.
I wish I could understand this one where like the back half is not on, but they are still getting some amount of power because they're glowing an imperceptible amount.
Yeah, how the full like wiring diagram would be quite interesting.
Yeah.
Someone moved my cheese.
If you're storing cheese in there, then we have a problem.
Now,
There they are.
I'm not. This is an interesting discussion that chat's brought up. I'm not a capitalism apologist. I don't know how loudly I shout that from the rooftops, but generally speaking, I participate in it. But I wouldn't say I'm a fan.
Yep.
I don't know that I ascribe to the notion that these are intentionally designed to fail after a year to get you to go buy more.
No, that's...
I think that's a level of cynicism I can't bring myself to.
I mean,
I understand the concept of planned obsolescence.
Yes.
I think that saying that these are operating as intended by the manufacturer for the purpose of selling new Christmas lights every year, I can't buy that.
No.
I think it's just more that they are made as cheaply as possible. They make them as cheaply as possible so that they'll fail, and then put a little bit more effort into them. So they hopefully live for a couple of years.
Much like government conspiracy, the people at Canadian Tire are not smart or active enough to put the effort into making these fail regularly in 1 year's time.
And what bugs me is like, they're LEDs. The whole point is that you shouldn't have, these should last for years.
Yeah.
Right?
And I'm sure
when I was a kid, we were using the same string of outside lights for years and years.
They weren't even LEDs.
And I'm sure the LEDs are actually totally fine.
Yeah.
The physical LEDs are probably fine. There's just some sort of weird connection thing.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, it's not intentional, but it's also, making it as cheaply as, it's cheaper for them to put a 5-year warranty and exchange them than to spend more money on making them better quality.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, there's only so much that you can do to quote unquote better quality them. If this is an issue with water ingress getting down into the sockets and into the wires themselves, I mean, if you want a better waterproofing, that's going to be a lot more money.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, to be honest, like the idea of rather than waterproofing it, making them so that they have basically drainage in the bottom isn't a terrible idea. It is interesting though, like, because presumably the old incandescent light strings would have had to have been waterproof as well.
Yeah. Even more so, I would think. I don't know.
I think those
No
ones
worries,
just get.
Lysander.
I think one of those ones just get hot enough to push
That's a good
to
point.
evaporate the water themselves.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Xanto says, I was at times tempted by government conspiracy theories, and then I took on some contracts for the government.
Yep.
Nobody working there was smart enough, diligent enough, or careful enough to pull off any of what they were accused of.
I always,
Yeah.
whenever I think of Christmas lights, I always think of the Parliament buildings in Victoria.
Yeah.
If you don't know, are sort of one of as a sort of a tourist thing, and as
Can you pull up a picture of the ledge?
yeah,
We call it the ledge. It's the legislature building. Everyone calls it the ledge, which is really funny because how do you write that, right? And so you see like DIY posters around town being like, protest demonstration at the leg.
Yeah.
And you're like, the leg? Oh, the ledge. No, not ledge. The ledge. It's anyway.
It's
but-
like how do you spell the wide?
Yeah. YJ. Legee. Yeah, I guess it would be Legee, but I think if written, you should just say legislature.
So there's a picture.
Actually, Paul's put it in chat. Can you pull it up on screen for the benefit of the VOD or the viewers at home who don't have chat up at the moment? It's a big nighttime attraction at the legislature, or rather at the harbor in downtown Victoria. There it is. And it actually looks like this for most of the year.
Yeah. And so, like, I always remember as a kid, and like, oh man, that must suck. You know, one bulb goes out, and then the entire thing, somebody's got to go and replace
I'm
it.
gonna go check every bulb, get the cherry picker out.
Yep.
Yeah.
But of course,
There we go.
what's actually cool, if you look the legislature does not have strings of lights around it. It actually has now. I mean, maybe they've probably upgraded it since into like LEDs and stuff now.
Yeah.
But when I remember looking at it when I was young, and there's like sockets actually built into the wall, like there's individual sockets all the way around all the different edges and stuff that are actually like part of the whole thing. That they can.
I'm inferring from chat that Surge made a museum in Minecraft that looks very much like our Parliament buildings.
Oh, nice.
The bird cages, designed by Rattenbury. At Christmas time, so it looks like that all year round. In December, I think they still do this. The dome, they swap the bulbs for red and green ones. But the rest of it is like that. Planned as I guess it was planned as an illuminated building.
I would guess so. Yeah.
Also, the statue on top of it, which is. Forget who's on top of it.
Is that Douglas or is that
No.
Quadra? Was it Admiral Quadra?
No, I think it's someone who's like not necessarily
Local.
like absolutely crap, but
Here's the.
oh wow, yeah, there you go. Yeah. They
that's
swap
the
out
stuff.
they swap out a bunch of them, but you can see that statue on the top of the dome, right? That's just a statue of a guy. He's like holding a flag.
To be honest, I forgot that there was a statue up there.
Yeah, it's like 13 feet tall.
Yeah.
It's huge because it
has to be.
has to be huge to look normal sized from the ground.
Right. Well, or at least, because yeah, it was like, who is that guy? I don't know. It's just some guy up there.
Just some guy, you know.
Don't mind me just Googling statue on BC legislature.
He was he was replacing the bulbs, got stuck up there.
No, not statute.
Jesus.
Friggin'. Well, I have no idea now. Things to do and see in Victoria. Terry Fox.
Wait,
Mile Zero.
Okay,
wait, is
yes.
Terry Fox something to do or something to see?
Yeah.
A statue of Terry Fox.
Oh, okay.
Do a Terry Fox.
The spirit of Laquaman, the world's tallest totem pole. Freestanding totem pole. Others have tried.
It's important you have to designate that.
Oh, good. They still list the statue of Cook.
Oh, good. I hope we're not disappointing anyone.
Paying a small visit to Captain Cook is easy when you're already visiting the scenic harbor hub. Yeah. If you're planning on going diving, I suppose.
For reference, he is currently at the bottom of the bay.
They may have.
They probably
may have extracted him by now.
You shouldn't leave. He won't make a good reef, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You make a better reef than a window.
Ah, there it is. Okay, no, it's Captain Vancouver.
Oh, Vancouver.
On the top?
Vancouver.
Of course.
Yeah, the first European to circumnavigate his namesake island. He mapped the west coast of British Columbia for 2 years, including each and every Gulf island, standing 7 feet tall and facing due north. You might almost miss him if you didn't know to look up.
There's 7 feet tall. That's not even.
I thought he was taller. He must be taller than that.
It must have been life size then.
Maybe he's
What?
7 feet tall, like
Captain
in real
Vancouver
life.
was 7 feet tall. That's like one of those.
Fucking killing for fun.
It's like getting one of those like Paul Bunyan things. Captain Vancouver, he was 35 feet tall every step he took.
And when you say it in that voice, it sounds like he's some sort of superhero.
Yeah.
Previous
One
to
time
him.
he
Captain
laid down.
Vancouver!
One time he got tired and he laid down, and we call that the sailor's sea.
So Lencius interprets that what I said in a way to ask the question. Previous to him, no one had circumnavigated an island with their own
Yes.
name.
That was my interpretation as well.
Yeah. All it does is confuse foreigners because we live in the city of Victoria on Vancouver Island, where Vancouver, the city, is not.
But
It's
tourists
close. It's
definitely-
nearby, but it's not here.
I
tourists
mean,
definitely don't get that.
it's a problem when you're a famous explorer, they tend to I remember, leaving Vancouver I was in Seattle getting on a Greyhound bus and it was like next stop Vancouver when I was trying to go south. And I was like, oh no, I'm going the wrong way.
Right.
But no, I was going to Vancouver, Oregon.
Yeah.
Right, here's another one. We just let them have that. I guess we've got London, Ontario.
We should found a town on Vancouver Island named Vancouver City. Just to confound people from the mainland.
Absolutely, we should.
That's what we call not the island, by the way, the mainland.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have that where you are.
You probably do. You're probably on it.
You're probably on it, but you probably don't call it that.
Statistically.
I mean, I
Someone-
bet other people who live on like islands close to, I don't know, people on like Rhode Island or something, they probably.
One of the first times I went to Prince George, someone was like, "Oh, you're from the island," and I was like, "What?" Because to my mind, up to that point, like we live on Vancouver Island. Nobody here calls it the island.
No.
Right? So to my mind, the island is Jamaica. Because
Welcome to the island.
Jamaicans who leave Jamaica, they say, "I am from the island."
See, I've always thought Salt Spring myself, but that's just because generally if you're going here to a different island, it's probably going to be Salt Spring.
Yeah.
And like here in Victoria or on Vancouver Island,
Oh my God, that's absolutely the legislature. Good job, Serge.
Wow.
if you're talking to somebody and you're on Vancouver Island and somebody is an islander, that's somebody from the Gulf Islands,
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
which is like Salt Spring Island and Main Island.
For you
Yeah.
Americans, it's
Yeah.
like Orcas Island, but on our side of the border.
Yeah, you're not. If you're from here, you're not an islander. It's a good point. The Islanders play in New York. Okay, this is also
And
this
an
is also
islander is a
relevant.
new feat. We're learning regional. It's amazing. Apparently, there are islands other places.
What? Hold on.
Disallowed.
It's like when you say you're going to the city, you mean different things depending on where you are.
Oh man, I saw a clip that was like, actually I might have played it in the Desert Bus TikToks montage, but it was like the thing of like, there's only 2 accents in Canada. This is clearly someone from Toronto, but it was like you either sound like Drake or you sound like Letterkenny or something like
Right.
that, right? And then it just cut to a stitch of someone clearly from the Maritimes being like, "Well, I don't know about that, boy."
Yeah, that's
And it's like, sorry, what did you just say?
that and the Quebecois accent are the Canadian accents in my mind.
Yes.
I think I've succeeded.
In doing what?
Right. One of those great things that Rhode Island is not an island because
I
screw
don't
you.
have firsthand knowledge of this, but I often thought Newfoundland was referred to as the Rock. So here's another funny thing,
There's rocks on both coasts.
because the cops every year do a fundraising cycle race around Vancouver Island called Tour de Rock.
I have never heard it called Vancouver Island called the Rock in any other context.
Never else. Never any other time except for Tour de Rock. Also,
Yes,
You-
also Alcatraz.
you
Yes.
can't
Whereas
Tour de Rock because there's one road. You can't go in a circle. You go up and then down again.
There's the loop, but that's only on the southern island for motorcyclists. It's maddening. Graham, can you put this on the focus point that's in front of you, I still believe?
God, yes. Oh, hey, look at this.
Yeah. We've removed.
Oh, it's gooey on the bottom.
Oh yeah, I'll have to
Sorry.
clean off that later on, but that's the flux. But we took one of the things from the Katana input board,
Oh, you
desoldered it.
You get 2 for
Nice
1.
and clean. Yeah, which is you have to buy the boards from Japan individually, and I thought, well, hey, I've got this extra. I can either find another person who has a Naomi who wants to use Dreamcast things, or I can assemble it and put it on eBay.
Yeah. Myrnus was asking, is there a lot of Vancouver Island that is just absolutely uninhabited? Yes, huge amounts. Vancouver Island is enormous. It is Canada's second largest and second most populous island. Second most populated and second most populous island. Here's the thing. Technically, there are people that live on Baffin Island. Very few.
Bafflingly.
We're not as big as Baffin Island, but not very many people live there. The only reason that we're not the most populous island in Canada is, I think, a technicality, because Montreal is an island. Most of Montreal is on an island in the St. Lawrence, so they count as the most populous island. But anyway, yeah, Vancouver Island is huge, and most of it is uninhabited.
I think we've talked about it on streams before, but if you see the Netflix documentary Island of the Sea Wolves,
Yes, which
That's here. We're the island of the sea wolves.
Yeah.
by the way, won a daytime Emmy.
again, no one has ever said
No. Not one fucking person who lives here has ever called us that.
yeah, but just watching that which is a very well made series.
Oh,
But-
it was super good.
and
Also,
very entertaining.
I'm confident that the first peoples that lived here never called it Island of the Sea Wolves either.
Nobody. But the what I love is all the stuff about how sort of desolate and stuff and all the different things. It's like, again, yeah, second most populous island. Also, and it's like the weather soon turns bad, and it's like also like most temperate place in all of Canada. And it's like as the weather turns cold, the sea wolves move to the south. And then I was like, wait a minute, we're in the south. That's where Victoria is.
So someone was saying that we need a sports team called the Sea Wolves. So we have a sports team, the local baseball team called the Harbor Cats. Harbor Cat is like a cute nickname for a harbor, for an otter, right? Sea Wolves is not a nickname. It's wolves that are good at swimming. They've like adapted to swimming and hunting fish. But they're wolves. It's not like, sea wolves, like them, big water puppers, sea lions and whatnot. We call them sea wolves around here. No, just wolves. Wolves what swim.
Full canine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, I literally had never heard of like sea wolves as a distinct thing until this documentary. I'm pretty sure they're like we're trying to make it a thing.
Hey, someone's got to be the first person to do a documentary on a subject.
That's true. That's true.
They swim now? They swim now. That just happened.
Hey, we got reboots.
I do love that orcas hunt moose. I don't know if they hunt moose, but they will eat a moose.
They are moose or orcas are
deer.
a not insignificant cause of death for moose and deer.
Yeah, moose can swim. Moose can swim like the Dickens.
Not as good as an
Ignore
orca,
all that.
apparently.
This is all for legal purposes. This is a joke. Ignore all of that.
Wait. Gotta insert some more coins. Okay.
We're meeting
Training
G
mode?
over there.
Or story mode. We
Can
want
you
story
set it
mode.
to English?
Probably.
The typing's
Whoops.
going to be a lot more challenging.
Romanji. Okay, that's what we want.
Uh-oh.
So wait, in arcades was
Yep.
this actually an arcade stand up with a keyboard in it?
Sure was. Here we go.
Now this is not the Lupin one.
Uh-oh, do I need to be on the other type side?
Oh no! Reload!
That one guy's eye is going all over the place.
Maybe I need to turn the keyboard mode on.
Press enter key.
Yeah,
No?
I think that's the case.
Boy, they're being real kind with...
That
Oh, what's that?
Gunning.
You're just shooting them?
wait.
You just give up and shoot them?
Yeah. Okay, so that's
Boy.
keyboard not working just yet.
Ryu is kicking your ass, but Q isn't doing anything.
No.
Yeah, he's just there. He's like, go get him, Ryu. Go get him, Ryu.
Gonna remove that sound there, and we're gonna do a quick continuity test.
Ah,
And then, yes.
I have the thing for that.
And then once that's confirmed, then we'll have a look at the possibly configuring this thing in a different way. But for now, let's look at some pins.
I've determined this is beyond me, by the way. I'm just leaving them illuminated because they look nice, and it's almost Christmas.
It's nice. Okay, let's start with the top pins. Make sure they're properly connected to.
Make sure y'all tune in on our Boxing Day stream, by the way, if you're around. Got some stuff.
It's gonna be a real banger.
Yeah, I'm sorry you're not around this year for it.
I am too, but you know what? There will be other Boxing Days. There will be other streams.
There will. Were the lights fixed? Oh, no. No.
Okay, which of these pins do I need to actually care about?
It's a tradition at my house? Oh, that's very sweet.
Ah! Wow, this is a great little piece. It actually tells you which is player 1 and player 2.
Ernest says, I just did a street view look inside the Legislative Assembly of BC. Why do they have a massive poster about past maces, 1872 to 1953?
Oh man, because mace history is
Oh,
rad.
that's like the maces,
Yeah.
the scepter of office kind of thing, like the maces, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Alberta one used to be made out of an old drill rig bit.
Do you not have maces where you, where you, he said like it's a normal thing? When is Boxing Day? I'm Danish. Day after Christmas. It's the same in Denmark. I don't know if you celebrate it, but
Yeah, the ceremonial mace is less cool than it sounds.
yeah.
They don't actually get to like do anything with it, but it's the. Is it the Speaker of the House that carries the mace, or the Master of Arms or something?
Yes.
Master at Arms, yeah.
Because the speaker.
Oh, Paul, can you just go to camera 7 for a second? I want to show everybody the best part about typing. Oh, we've missed most of it. Okay, maybe it'll loop. But the best part about Typing of the Dead is that in the
Sergeant at
cutscenes,
Arms, that's it.
all the characters have a Dreamcast strapped to their back, and this refreshment tray rig with the keyboard in front of them.
Oh, so like they actually like the typing is actually
It's in universe.
Right,
It's
right.
diegetic. It's how you
Diegetic
fight
typing.
zombies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully this will loop and you'll see it because it's the funniest thing. Now it's just doing a demo. So
It'll
we'll
get
come
there.
Is the traditional Boxing Day stream happening per usual? Yes, indeed. Starts. I think it's scheduled for 11 a.m. start time. Let me double check. I think it's already on the calendar, so you can probably get there before I do. Yep, 11 a.m. With myself, Kathleen, Matt, Beej, Heather, Nelson, and Paul. Because a bunch of folks are away this year, which is totes cool. Mission.
you have to make sure you don't accidentally type an innocent person. Like, oh no, don't hurt me.
Was this ever seriously marketed as an educational game?
No, not that I know of. Definitely marketed as an arcade game.
I feel like the argument that this game is like, hey, look, typing doesn't have to be educational. It can be stupid.
Yeah, so far I know that we're going to play Crokinole, and nothing else has been decided because no one will reply to me. That's not strictly true. That is a joke. Ah, good. Now it's looping. So now I think we get to see in a moment. Okay, these are all the bosses. I remember that guy.
Okay, so
There they
There,
are.
see? They just have the keyboards. Right? Isn't it great? They just have Dreamcasts on their backs and the keyboards in front. Look at them all on the boat with the Dreamcasts.
also, all the buff shirtless zombies wearing like stylish jeans.
Oh, man.
Everything seems to be connected properly, as far as I can tell. So it might be a configuration issue on my side. Let's just reinsert. Make sure we get all the pins in the right direction.
That's true. A keyboard that close to your chest would be very unergonomic.
Extremely.
Yeah, it's like this.
One player. I should have brought a second keyboard with me. Actually, for multiple reasons. It might just be the keyboard that's no good.
Do you have another keyboard?
Yes, I do. Several more, actually.
Dreamcast keyboard specifically?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you need them.
Yeah.
They're not making them anymore. Okay, we're still on the NetBooter. Let's have a look at what we're going to do here. Menu. Setup.
I love the idea that zombies are like particularly affected by the clicky keys of like a IBM Model M keyboard or something.
Yeah.
Mm.
Server mode, relay mode, time hack, nav button.
Is this Venice? Where is this game supposed to be taking place?
That would be my guess.
Rah.
Okay. Card reader emulator.
Does
Sega was very self-referential back in the day. It's true. I learned a new fact that I won't share with you currently, but instead I will say, go watch this. Go watch today's episode of Checkpoint.
Oh, I'm excited for that.
a very special episode of Checkpoint.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like a whole bunch of zombies in identical jeans. Presumably the first place that they broke into was like a Levi's store or something.
It's Sonic's 30th anniversary. There's an
Okay.
LRR Discord? Oh, Otacon. You're one of today's lucky 10,000. I mean, assuming that you're being serious. Yes, discord.gg/LRR. It's a great place. Join us. There are threads there for all the videos that you can talk about. And then also there's, yes, I am serious. Great. Oh, you're going to have a great afternoon.
Maybe these folks got overtaken by zombies while in like the changing room of a jeans store. That's why they have no shirt, but they're wearing like
designer
new jeans. Yeah.
So I'm going to try testing this keyboard, or rather this adapter, with a Dreamcast controller in a
Okay.
game that I know has Dreamcast controller support.
Okay.
Mobile Suit Gundam Federation versus Dion DX.
That sounds great.
Yeah, so surprised that Ian would pick the Gundam game with support for controllers, but
Is
It's good to test.
does the DX part of the name refer to Dion, or refer to the entirety of the name?
Actually, I can tell you, because we have the katakana here. If we head on over to the Naomi. In front of the DX is the katakana for Dirakusu. So anytime you see DX in a game title, it probably is meaning deluxe.
Oh. Oh, that's really good. I like that.
Now we've all learned something else. One player, one player.
I liked when when Konami did the Castlevania game for was it DS? No, it must have been DS.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot, what was it? Someone already knows what I'm talking about. But like the acronym, like if it meant the same as the console, essentially.
Oh, wow.
Was it?
Dracula.
No, hang on.
Like, I remember, like, tons of games, like, Square.cube was mentioning, like, Link's Awakening DX. Like, a ton
Dawn of Sorrow. Sorry, that's it. Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow
for DS.
Castlevania DS.
Yeah.
That's the one. Thank
Smart.
you. Yeah.
But, like, I remember, like, a ton of games that came out for, like, Game Boy Color were, like, Link's Awakening DX, Super Mario Brothers DX. And I kind of assumed that just meant, like, updated for the Game Boy Color, like,
Yeah.
the color version.
DXy.
Which I guess sort of meant that it was deluxe. Deluxe, now with color.
Ooh, I should hook up the trackball to this so we can get some monkey ball going sometime.
Ooh. Oh, there's a sound. Uh-oh. Game assignments are incorrect.
Interesting.
No.
Okay.
The game assignments.
Maybe let's try the non. Oh, wait. Let's go to test mode and see.
Caution 51.
If I can remember which one of these is test mode. It's that one. Okay. I think I just exited. Test mode is always fiddly because there's just 2 buttons. Take me to test mode. Teacher. There we go. All right. Game test mode. Input test. Game configuration. Sound mode stereo. Demo sound half. Continue on. Difficulty easy. Hard. Cool, we can change all that.
Oh, this is like, how much do you want to screw over the people who come into your arcade?
Yeah. Save and exit. Input test. Oh, here we go. Oh, it probably is getting messed up with the Open JVS. So I'm just going to restart everything and unplug those controllers here. And let's do a restart. 2, 3,
My Christmas lights.
4.
Oh, thank
And we're back. I mean, I could. It unfortunately isn't controller supported, but we could load up Metal Slug, and/or Metal Slug bracket Violent.
Well, if given the option.
Wait, what's the non-violent Metal Slug?
If I had to take a guess, I'd probably say it's blood. They probably just remove the blood or turn the blood into sweat.
Right. In the way that Mortal Kombat did for a while.
Oh, yeah.
I love Metal Slug. Such terrific sprite work. Metal Slug bracket derogatory,
Sorry.
says Bytecaster.
All right, we're going to try the hold on, controllers.
Metal
0.
Slug on human legs.
Let's try the original Mobile Suit Gundam Federation versus Xeon then.
All right.
Doesn't take too long to load a game.
It's 2 deluxe.
Too deluxe to handle.
Yeah, it would be pretty impressive to be in a arcade these days and have just all these games available to play at once. There's even a menu selection system that is written as a game for the Naomi, so that you can use the controllers if you were just to set this up in a cabinet and make it into a multi-game system.
That's awesome.
So actually, we can discuss the plan for what's going to happen after this, because I mentioned that we're not going to be doing any more technical stuff on Tinker Tailor
Right.
with the Dreamcast, but we are going to make it nice. And the plan for that is to later on in the year, I'm going to try and find a decent picture frame that looks pretty nice, build a shadow box for it to go behind that can fit the Dreamcast.
Or the Naomi.
The Naomi, a hidden power supply, a nicely cleaned up Raspberry Pi in a case that I want to make that looks a little bit like a Naomi case, and then knoll all the wires nicely within the frame.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So it'll be like almost like one of those like exploded pictures, but
Oh.
actually
Fun, yeah.
a functioning device.
Yeah, exactly. So you can just pull it down off the wall and lean it up against the thing, plug in some HDMI to the side. Have a good time.
That sounds sweet.
It's a picture that you can play.
All right.
RAM test.
Yeah, we don't need to RAM test, that's for sure. System assignments?
The RAM knows where it is because it knows where it isn't. And it isn't working currently. Advertise sound on. Oh, is that like when it's in demo mode?
Yep, yeah.
It'll be like
Weep, whoop, whoop, whoop.
the cacophony of the video arcade.
Like,
Let's
hey,
hope that
you
works.
kid, come play me.
Get over here. Put your quarters in me.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Sam Johnson.
That would be weird.
I know who you are. Don't walk away.
Maybe we just need to be in a better year. I don't know why the Naomi starts at 1950, but if you know, tell a friend. Network setting. Yeah, we're good there.
1950.
Oh, wait a minute. Do I need to be in Japan for this to work?
We are in Japan.
Yes, we
we
are.
said that earlier.
Yeah, system menu Japan version.
Ah.
What? Wait, why is it in English if it's the Japan version of the...
Don't even.
Oh, I mean, I
worry
was
about
making a joke. I don't know if. Does it think we're in Japan?
it. Yeah. Well, it doesn't think we're in Japan, but it is set to be a Japanese mode console. So
Okay.
that's the key, right? Because if I were to do that, otherwise I'd have to flip some dip switches inside the NetDim, which we're not going to be doing.
All right, we have to make the
Girl
Naomi...
painting says, crap shot, the insulting arcade.
We
Hey,
have to,
noob, get over here and lose your quarters.
Aha!
Right.
Here we go.
we have to make the Naomi think we're in Japan.
JAMA I/O board not found.
Oh, you don't need a JAMA I/O board.
Ian, did you slam a JAMA?
I think I might have.
You didn't slam a Jamma, that's the
Someone
problem.
loses a game and all the cabinets say skill issue at the same time. Bytecaster, that's very good.
All
Steel
right.
Fox just got here. Yes, welcome. Christmas Lights was kind of a unsuccessful adventure in trying to fix half of a thing of net lights, but Ian's having a much better evening.
Things are happening, and that's the important thing. Options, simple menu, power saver, and
I
everything.
mean, it's one of those like negative result things where it's like finding out the information that it isn't an easy fix is still a piece of information.
Yeah, it's the Let's Try show, and I tried, and eventually realized that even if it's within my capabilities, It's not within my time and interest. That said, I also don't think it's within my capabilities because we haven't actually been able to figure out what the problem is. And it may simply be a case of there's a short somewhere that is impossible to track down.
We have a lot of theories, but...
Yeah.
Okay, scan and configure devices. Scan devices are there, so we should be good to try again.
Yes. Welcome to my YouTube tutorial on how to make half a set of Christmas net lights. First, start with a full set of Christmas net lights and put them in a box for a year, and then it's all done.
No JAMA board. Well, let's try one more game here then that I know has support.
So why are those ones not working?
This one...
Because Typing of the Dead launched and Guilty Gear launched.
Yeah. This one's not launching apparently because it thinks we don't have a JAMA board, which is something that we're emulating right now with this forbidden cable. But we should be able to launch games without an actual... All Capcom games allow for controller input over the Maple bus. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 does. Some of them require you to enable it through the test menu.
Bytecaster says to launch a Gundam game on the Naomi, you actually have to be a new type.
Well, that's
I'm afraid neither of us qualify.
Nope. We have all sorts of misunderstandings. Games list. Okay, Marvel vs. Capcom. Let's just do it.
I mean, if I recall, the Dreamcast was known for its extensive catalog of beautiful sprite-based fighting games.
Yes.
And not sprite-based fighting games. Power Stone rules.
Oh god, yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Fond memories of playing 3 a.m. Power Stone.
Would love to get another big Power Stone night going on. Were you around for the CTS?
I had to miss it, which was unfortunate. Oh yeah, Soul Calibur.
That was a launch title, if I recall.
The Stage of History.
All right, game is loaded.
Out.
I mean, this is as good as what? Alan Wake's load times these days?
Still haven't played the new one.
Corey showed me a few parts, and it's a good time. Okay. Now loading.
Loading.
Come on. Oh, we're still loading.
80%. 85, 6%. 90%. 95%. 97, 99, 100% loading complete.
100.
Loading complete.
There we go.
Soul Calibur was a US launch title. Oh.
Blink. Caution.
Caution
Game assignments are
51.
incorrect. Set correctly in system assignment of test mode. That sounds to me like I'm getting the controllers.
I don't think we're allowed into Caution 51. The government doesn't like it.
Caution 51. That sounds like the original Japanese name for some popular video game series.
It was released in North America as Danger 30.
Yeah.
Okay, those are working, but
Danger Maximum.
system assignment.
Because, of course, you got to amp it up.
Yep. I may just have to read some more manuals. This is not a dim board test issue. Game test mode. What do you want?
Viewers like you says it was 51 metric cautions, which is roughly equivalent to 34 imperial warnings.
Of course. Aha! Game configuration. VM kit type. Sega. Yes, please. And you can set it to event mode too if you want, I guess. Normal. Save and exit.
EEPROM.
Uh-oh. Nope.
Oh, that one was good. Oh, that one was good. Hey, look. All these bytes are good.
I'm glad.
One of them seems a bit daft.
You have no idea how afraid of this screen I am after a good 2 weeks of hunting down very...
Sorry. Does that say ROM BORAD test?
Yes, it does!
So everything is good except for the actual test itself. All right, now that the BORAD is ready.
Is BORAD tracking Santa this year?
Okay, good.
Doris Strick says, my Wi-Fi. BORAD voice.
Damn it.
My bytes.
Aha, here we go. One player VM socket.
I want it to be like good, 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 very good, 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 good. You're like, whoa, what happened? What was with that one?
It just says, yeah, V good. Like, yeah, yep, good, 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 good. Oh, all right, good, good. Wait, what was that? Don't worry about it. No, what was the one that was very good? It's not important.
Don't worry. Okay, let's just hope this works, and if not, I think I might need to take some testing offline for this particular board.
What I don't want to see on the byte test is like good, 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 yes, like that. Keep going.
Keep going.
Yeah. Oh, this is the same joke viewers like you just made.
Great. Okay. I wonder if I've got something wrong with that board. So, one thing I'm going to try now is I'm going to try the Maple Bus. Naomi, Maple Bus. God, Matt's dog must be going nuts right now. Maple Bus pinout. CN6 and CN7 Maple Bus connectors. Everybody get on the Maple Bus. There we go. Player.
It'll take you to one of the Vancouvers. Find out which.
Okay, so this, failing anything else, should work because it's just a connector with wires. And we need to be on the right-hand board with...
Yeah. Bytecaster says the problem is you installed a board and you should have installed a BORAD.
Oh, yeah, you're correct, yes. Where are my manners?
What was that? What was that noise? What's that noise, Ian?
That's me finding out that I think that some things might be connected and some might not be.
Oh!
I bet those pins might not actually be soldered to that board.
Well, that would do it.
Yeah, and why am I making that connection now? Well, because when the VMU gets powered, it makes that beep sound like this.
Ah.
And that probably means things are connected. So let's try just restarting our machine here and see if that does it. Go ahead and actually, yeah, exit. That should reboot the system.
Is there a little bit of coil whine? No, there's a fan. You're hearing a fan.
Yeah, there's a very loud power supply, and then also the Naomi has a very loud fan in it as well. Okay. So that didn't do it for Marvel vs. Capcom, but I'm going to go back to Typing of the Dead. And if that gets connected, we should be good. You know what? We're not actually playing it today, so let's see if the Lupin launches.
Lupin the typing. Lupin the Third the typing. All right.
So is this just a reskin of Typing of the Dead, or is it actually a whole game?
It's a whole game.
But it's using the same engine?
Exactly.
Okay. That's amazing.
Yeah, because technically it's using the House of the Dead engine, the shooting one, and it's a remake of Lupin the Shooting, which was a Time Crisis House of the Dead style shooter in the arcade.
I see.
But yeah, there's something about seeing an arcade stand-up cabinet with two Dreamcast keyboards that look exactly like this thing, just glued to the top of it.
That's so funny. Girl Painting, currently no plans in place for new panelists beyond the fact that we also want to do more. It is among the things that are on our list of things we would like to do.
Like so many things, it will happen when we can.
Yeah, when it occurs,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, that looks better.
Now loading.
Yeah, gotta flush that cache first. All that dirty, dirty Capcom out of there.
Hey, what's this? Get out of here.
This place is infested with Capcom.
78%. 83%.
People may appreciate that you do need to do a page reload every time you do a percentage change in the bar.
Why?
WebTech.
JavaScript is for cowards.
All right. Moment of truth.
According to Google, Caution 51 is a specific error message that indicates the cabinet type may need to be changed for certain games.
That sounds right.
Again, pretend you didn't see that.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I appreciate the font choices there.
Yeah, that was an interesting one.
Okay, come on, WoW Entertainment.
Eating.
These are the logos that
yes.
bring me joy.
Ooh.
Come on. Okay, Romaji, that's good. Normal. Yep. There's so much going on.
Oh my lord.
That's
What was
what
that?
that said.
What was that subtitle?
Nice!
There we go.
It's working! Ah, yes. Because Lupin is known for just running through places, shooting everybody.
Oh god, the thing in the top corner.
Yes!
When he shoots, oh, he's laughing now.
And this is a great way for you to learn Japanese.
Yeah,
Automotive.
exactly. Gokiburi? What's Gokiburi mean?
I should know that one, actually. Oh, Geisha. Well, great.
Ah,
Oh, now
who's shooting at this? What the?
I'm disappointed that it doesn't look like we're going to get a cutscene of Lupin with the Dreamcast on his back and the...
Would be nice, yeah, Paul?
Ah, that guy hit me. Oh. I'm not used to this keyboard or this position of it, so I keep having to look at it. What? No. Uh-oh.
Boing.
How to... Oh, I'm not... It assigned me who I was spelling.
Oh yeah, I think you had a tab to get between people.
Well, I think I mistyped, and then it put me in the... No!
Oh no.
What's he saying?
Oh, Chichiatsume! We need to stop this. Oh my. Okay. Well, you know what? I think that kind of wonderfully serendipitous failure is a great way to end off tonight's stream. We got things confirmed that a keyboard does work. I just need to do a little bit of work on probably continuity and soldering up the end pieces on these pieces. But yeah, the controllers work, the keyboard works. This is ready to go into a cabinet in my mind and make things look pretty.
Sweet.
Yeah. And you have half a light.
I have a
So-
trip for Canadian Tire.
Great. Well, good luck looking up your receipts online.
I think I'm just going to be like, hey, look, these are all Noma. That's your home brand, right?
You know how old
Like
these are.
Noma are, and they say on them right there, 2022.
Oh yeah. Then if that's the case, they absolutely can't
Yeah.
fault you on your
Give me
5-year warranty.
Give me new, not net lights.
Well, with that, then I'm going to call this a close to tonight's episode. Thanks so much, everyone, for watching. Thanks again to those of you who are supporting the channel, either by watching here, by watching on YouTube later on, by subscribing on YouTube, making some sales over at store.loadingreadyrun.com, giving us your subs and bits on Twitch, and of course, your monthly donations at Patreon. They're not donations. They are patron-like support.
It's literally artistic patronage.
Yeah. And we thank you for being our
Hugely
patrons.
appreciate it. Yeah.
So from Graham, myself, and Paul in the booth, thank you so much for watching Tinker Tailor Solder Fry this week. We'll see you, in a number of weeks' time. Never in fortnight. Good night.